Well, long time no see.
Oh, it's not my fault.
Long time no see. Peace and grace, Kingdom family. This is Darius Dior. This is Think Kingdom Media, where we have real conversations with real people and we share real music and gifts and talents and news here. And today we got a returning guest. And so this is Miss Rian Jenkins, formerly a teacher.
Formerly. 20 years.
20 years.
20 years.
And it's not a game. It's not a joke. She's no longer teaching after 20 years. But it's good to see you. Glad to have you here. So why are you here, Ms. Jenkins? What are we doing here today?
What are we not doing?
What are we not doing, right?
That's the question.
Wait a minute. Where's the books? Oh, wait. Here they are. Yes. What are we not doing today? What are we not doing today? Could you tell us about what we're doing here today?
Well, it's a host of things I'm doing. So if you want to start with the books, we can.
Yeah.
So A Blessing for the World is my first children's book, first picture book. It was illustrated by Naima Whitted, who is currently a freshman at Howard.
Oh, she's in college.
She was Joshua's classmate, actually. So
shout out to Joshua.
Yeah. USC, go Cox.
To Joshua, Ryan.
Yes, the book was dedicated to him. So,
is it Michael or Michael?
Michael.
I like how you did that.
My dad did that.
Your dad did that.
That was my brother's. That's my brother's middle
name. It's Mikel, y'all. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, my dad did that.
My sunshine, my young king, who I am blessed and grateful God chose me and your father to witness someone who continues to make us proud. That is the truth. Yes. Okay. Tell us a little bit about A Blessing for the World. So
growing up with Joshua, I used to say he was perfect for the world, but for the flow of the poem, I changed the word from perfect to blessing. And that's what I explained in my office note, how basically what would this world be like if kids knew from the jump, despite your mistakes, despite your home life, you are a blessing. You still have good in you. You're still, awesome sauce, as I like to tell my kids.
Right.
So it doesn't matter the mistakes, because I do wonder if some of us get trapped in mistakes and think you can't rebound from that when you can.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter your home life. You still have good in you to do awesome things.
For sure. So this is really interesting to me because there's black hands touching a black child. And I just recently looked at some content online about the statistics with black families and how black people are not high on the totem pole when it comes to just financial success and just our rate of marriage, things of that nature. Just the family unit has been under attack for a few, I don't know, 100 years maybe. That's why I think this is interesting and this is important, because I think our kids need to understand and need to know that they're blessings to the world, and so much more they need to know. But why did you feel like it was necessary to do this one?
Honestly, I don't even know where the idea came from. I just remember because initially the first picture book was supposed to be, I had wrote a series of poems when I was pregnant with Joshua and I was anticipating his birth. So I wrote all these poems and that initially was going to be the picture book. But when the idea came to me to finally decide I'm gonna write this picture book, I partnered with his classmate, Naima, and realized, no, upon his graduation, let me do this poem. And I can't even remember I wrote the poem right before she did the illustrations, or I already had this poem. I don't remember the thought process, but it was just something that to me needed to be said, given the ridicule, especially our kids, especially our boys face Matter of fact, there's a line in the poem. It doesn't matter whether you have locks, a fade, or a twist out. You're still a blessing for the world, because it trips me out how people perceive us based on our presentation, and it shouldn't matter.
Am I seeing you grammatically correct the writing in this book?
Yes, that's how you do that. What you're looking at there is a rough edit.
She will never stop being a teacher, y'all.
No,
Okay.
no, it's called all my author friends. Now that was my first time ever doing that. Normally what I do is I print out my copy of my book, and once I do my edits, I'm done. This is the first time I printed out a hard copy, and then me and my editor went through and saw things that we were like, oh, maybe you want to take this part out.
So you're editing the editor.
Yeah. So no, I'm not. No, don't listen to him. What I'm doing, we both sat down. She has her copy of the book. I have my copy. And it's like having another fresh look at it. And basically I'm looking at things like, you know what? Maybe I want to say this here.
Right.
Maybe I want to add this here. So that's not the final copy. She's actually, I just talked to her just now, and she was like, I'm gonna have to do another whole edit because you added a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay,
like,
as I said, she's editing the editor.
I did not edit the editor.
All right, let's look at this next book, all right?
Yes.
Thank you. This is called Reverse.
Mm-hmm.
It's a novel series. Mm-hmm. This is obviously for the older, more mature student.
Yeah, your middle school. Your
middle schooler.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's dope for a middle schooler, because I don't know if I'd be able to. When I was in middle school, I was probably not reading this much.
I actually cut it in half.
You cut it in half?
It was 200, almost 200 something pages.
You know, because we don't like to read, Ryan.
But that's why I cut it in half, because I had beta readers who were students at the time.
Yeah.
And some of them admitted me, she can just so long. So, and not sadly, there's actually a new initiative. One of the authors I follow, her name, I want to say, is Renee Watson.
Yeah.
And she was advocating for smaller books, like 120, maybe 150 pages. Because if you see some of the YA and middle grade novels out there, they're sometimes 250, 300 pages.
No, as they should be. So tell us about this book, Reverse. I think you really you talked to me about this concept before. Mm-hmm. And
we're finally at the finish line. Finally, praise God.
This
is 10 years. That's 10 years of love and labor. To the point, I told one of my students, when I read them the story, she was in 6th grade at the time. She's now a junior
Reverse,
at USC. Y'all. So that one will be available February 10th. I may have to push it back, but y'all can do pre-orders now.
So talk about this story. I know this is a love story, but I'm going to read the back of the book here. Mm-hmm. What is it? The preface? What is this called again?
That's just a synopsis.
The synopsis.
The book description.
Says, best friends from the womb. Corny, but a true statement that accurately describes Monica and Donovan's friendship. From play dates, birthday parties, vacations, they are countless pictures of the two and their families. There has always been a glimmer in Donovan Brown's eyes for Monica James. When he finally admits to her how he really feels about her, Monica turns him down for the sake of their friendship. However, once they begin attending the same junior high school, which is middle school, right? Mm-hmm. Monica wonders if she made a mistake. Will Monica James finally give Donovan Brown the answer he has been waiting for since 4th grade, or will the drama of her father keep her from making his wish come true? Wow. Mm-hmm. Crowned by Nichelle. Mm-hmm. It's representing y'all. This is a low-key a movie.
Yeah, I definitely see a series.
Low-key, this is a film. Mm-hmm. Talk about this book right here. Yeah.
So, growing up, I had close friend. His name is Scott, who is happily married. I have to put that out there because kids like, maybe y'all can reunite. No, he's happily married with kids. But growing up, his mom and my mom worked together. Me and him are like months apart. Like his birthday's in July, mine's in September.
So this is actually your story?
Technically. Loosely.
Okay.
Loosely. But again, vacations, pictures, you look back, you see me and him side by side. Scott did not profess his love to me. I took a dream that I had and embellished it. So the dream that I had Donovan and Monica meeting at a 10-year class reunion.
Okay.
And I figured, why start here? Let's start from the beginning.
And Donovan's real name is Scott, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
It is based on Scott. Don't be.
All right.
Like I need to text him when I'm done.
Got it.
You're gonna see some
Got
stuff
it.
with your name in it. But
And
but basically, Donovan, again, I called it junior high because I don't have them going to 5th grade together. I mean 6th grade. Even though growing up in Alice Drive in Sumter, big up to Sumter, South Carolina, I went to Alice Drive Middle, but I changed it to junior high for the sake of them starting to go to school together. So it's when they go to school together that Monica realizes, you know what? I like him too, but my daddy is tripping and my daddy doesn't play with me having a boyfriend.
No, he sure doesn't.
Yeah.
As he should not.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So this story obviously was necessary for you to write. Why was that? Why was this one important to you to write?
I mean, it was an idea that I took and I ran with it. Like I couldn't let it go.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just like, that was the first novel I had written in a while from beginning to end. Like my first novel I actually wrote was in 7th grade.
Wow. Where's that novel?
That's a good question. I think my mother threw it away.
Oh, wow.
Because it was very inappropriate.
Okay. So you could never, and we wouldn't want to.
We wouldn't want to rehash that.
Okay.
Now the second one I wrote, I will modify it. That one was taken too, but it wasn't as trashy as the first one. But this one definitely, I have to recreate that one. That one, I can remember that one from start to finish.
Man, this is a compelling story. Just from the outside looking in and how it's packaged here. After you finish editing the editor.
Don't do that.
Here, we can probably pull a script from this, can't we?
We probably could.
Yeah. I would love to film this. If we can find a budget. Hey, you guys. I am a filmmaker here in Columbia, South Carolina, and I would like to make this film with my good friend Ryan's story. It's amazing.
That's the first of many, because I already have some films on my head.
We just need some budget, all right? That's all we need to make this happen, you guys. Wow. So what else is going on? Well, first of all, what is the prospective release dates for these in terms of when?
Blessing for the World is definitely coming out.
These?
They can go to my website now. The pre-order is up now. It will be released as a hardback.
It's RyanJenkins.com, y'all.
Yes. Don't forget the middle initial.
Ryan N.
Jenkins.
Jenkins.com. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes. So the website is up now with the pre-orders, and along with, if you want a shirt with this beautiful face on it, those are on the website too. But right now, A Blessing for the World, and I say right now, it's definitely going to be January 10th. No, January 24th. I moved it from the 10th. January 24th. If you want to get your pre-orders, an autographed copy, go on the website. You will be able to buy it from other venues, but I'm still waiting for Ingram Spark to make that happen. Reverse, tentatively it's February 10th.
Okay.
But I'm thinking about pushing it back, but it'll still be February, only because I want to release my first edition as a hardback, and the hardback printing is backed up a little bit. So it's, So, and I want to, luckily for me, because I'm an independent author, they do not give reviews for independent authors. Like the American Library Association and some other major companies that once they put their stamp on your book, it's like, oh, we want to read this. So luckily I got a famous author, I can't release the name yet,
Okay.
who she is willing to give me a review, and hopefully she will like it in Jesus' name. And then I would love
In
to print
Jesus' name.
Yes, I would love to print her review in there along with 3 book influencers. One person who did agree, Taylor Simon from Liberation Lit here in Columbia, South Carolina. She's going to give me a review. And then I'm trying to get the owner of she has the only brick and mortar Black owned bookstore in South Carolina, down in the Charleston area. I'm trying to get her to review it also.
Ryan, you are awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. This is tremendous. Whatever we got to do to help you market and promote this, we're going to do so and add value to what you're doing. Can you tell me what happened the morning you woke up and said, I'm not teaching anymore?
Well, it really wasn't. I woke up one morning. I was at our church, Right Direction Church International. We have a conference called Direction Conference.
Yeah.
That's like our big.
Shout out to Right Direction and all of my peoples out there.
Yes. Bishop Bailey, Dr. Marsha, love you. So we were at the conference, and I remember it was a Friday. I took off. I normally don't take off for the conference, but I took off, and at the end of the session, we have this thing called Faith School. And God was like, this is your last year teaching. And this is like October of last year. And I said, what? What do you mean? Because I knew high school was not it. I knew by day 3, like high school, where am I? What is this place?
But it's my son's in high school now. I don't think I've talked to you since he entered that situation.
I'm trying to remember if I knew him, and I probably knew him, just didn't realize I knew him.
It's giving college at Ridgeview.
It should. And I'm glad you're saying that, because other people want to say differently. It's
giving college. And he's approaching it with that mentality and mindset. And so, when I found that they had entrepreneurship classes, I was like, oh, y'all have a whole class. So that was definitely like, inspiring to see. Then to see some Black men in there teaching was also inspiring. But then there's this thing online where I'm seeing where teachers are like, your kids can't read. Like they're not reading on grade level. Like, guys, no one's talking about this. Politically, we're talking about defunding education. But then there's the idea that maybe we do need to do something different. And then, of course, outside looking in, people like me are compelled to step in and try to make an impact or try to make a difference. But then you see so many different avenues, like, with social media and what's happening online. Our kids are learning about life on the internet. What do you think? What do you think we need to be doing right now to kind of anticipate, as parents, right? I'm asking as a parent, what the next 2 years of my son's life in high school should look like? Because
honestly, I'm in a way afraid to answer that question, because I'm not sure what our next administration is going to do.
Yeah.
But
I'm a little taken aback by all of this.
But nevertheless, I need people to understand, just like you have kids who can't read, you have kids who do read. Just like you have kids who struggle with writing, you have kids who write well. So what happens is, and not knocking these teachers, I believe in you speaking your truth, but that's not everyone's truth.
It's not.
So when you hear these stories, you assume everyone is this way, and that's not the case. As far as a parent, you need to be involved. Like, you need to see the work that's coming home. There's nothing wrong with you questioning it if you feel like it's either the teacher's doing team too much, or you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
Like, I knew parents who were teachers, and they would get assignments from the teacher, like, you gave my child an A just because she turned it in. You didn't even read it to see if there's any mistakes, or did she have enough content? You just gave it an A. Like, we have to be.
You've seen that.
I've seen that. So my thing is, as a parent, you have to be very vocal. You have to be very active. Like, SIC and PTO has to go to another level with parents if you have the time. Even if you don't have the time, I recommend maybe a core, y'all. Like I heard one young lady I go to church with, she has a core of them. If they can't make it to, if somebody can't make it to the meeting, someone's in the meeting. And they report back to the group. Because once some, not all, if schools see that you're not present, they can do whatever they want to do. Now, I don't believe all schools are like that. I don't believe all systems are like that, but I think it's very imperative to be very visible. Hold your teachers accountable. Not saying you have to send them 50 million emails, but there's nothing wrong with checking in.
Do we kill y'all with that? Do we get on your nerves?
It's not that y'all get on our nerves with emails. I think parents, and I say we, I'm not in the classroom. It's not that. You have that one parent who will email you every week, and it's not like a paragraph. It's
a book.
A book. And you forget, not only we get emails from you, we have other parents. And now let's be honest, do I get an email from all 100 something of my parents? No.
Yeah.
Maybe 10, if even that. But the district office, my principal.
Your leadership team.
So when you add all that together.
Yeah, we might not respond today.
Yeah.
And
but they changed the rule where you had to respond in 24 hours.
Now, my son says the grades aren't in yet. That's his rebut.
Yes and no.
Right? The teacher hasn't put the grades in yet.
Do you know how to check to make sure that's right? So with Parent Portal, when you click on the grade, like you click on the 89, scroll all the way to the bottom and look at last time updated.
Okay.
That's at the bottom.
Right.
So they said they haven't updated the grades yet. Right. And when you scroll down and it sees, oh, they updated grades today, sir.
You just got
got.
Yeah.
And now, sadly, he could be telling the truth because I've had some coworkers who they literally wait, which I don't understand teachers why y'all do that, the last 2 weeks in the quarter to upload all this work. When the kids don't know in due time, what am I working with? You got the work, you grade. Like I heard one teacher tell, and I didn't hear her, my kids told me this, and when I followed up with her in the email, she agreed, my avid kids. If she gets late work, she waits until, like let's say the late work was turned in the beginning of the quarter. She will wait till the last 2 weeks of the quarter to update the grade.
Yeah.
So she lets that zero sit. To me, that's not, to me, if you have nothing else, it's a difference. I'm working, I'm grading work at the moment. But if I'm done grading what I'm grading and you turned in work, I need to update your grade so you can know where you stand.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, I haven't been to school for a while now, but I do know that in high school, it's real easy to get distracted. And
that's
I know,
any school.
Yeah, and I know that the scene of school is different.
A lot different.
These
that's why
kids are different.
Day 3, I was done.
It's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, because I wanted to like really like understand, is it the same? And I'm like, no, from 2004 to right now, it is not the same. It is not the same. But I think for people like you, putting in all this work for all of these years, that's what's 20 years.
Yeah, it was hard. Like it was to the point when my parents slowly but surely found out, not my current, but my former, like my middle school parents who their child was about to come to Ridgeview. What? No, we were coming to Ridgeview because of you.
Right.
I was like, I'm sorry.
This is not my whole life.
No.
Right? This is not my entire life.
So they, like someone told me the other day, one of my former students, you just left us. I said, you want me to go against God? Like that's what, of course she didn't understand
This is what
that.
the Lord said, all right?
Like I was reflecting on an interview I did with you here last.
Yeah.
And I remember you asked them about the state of education and me leave. And I was like, I'm unmoved. And I really was. I really was going to see this thing out. I was going back to a middle school to see it out.
Yeah.
But I really was going to see it out. But it was, God had other plans.
Yeah. And some people might need God's audible voice recorded to get confirmation from you, right? You know, like, this is what I'm doing. So where did you go before here? Shout out to them. You just came from an interview, right?
Yes. I have to, because it's my former student, Stephen Daway.
Stephen Daway.
Stephen is now 24.
Shout out to Stephen.
which let me pull up his, because I know the name of the company, but Steven is a former student of mine who I taught in 7th grade
Okay.
at Longleaf Middle.
And he's got a media company now.
Yeah, he just started launching it. It's called Crafty Productions with a K.
Crafty Productions.
Crafty Productions. So he's on IG, but he came.
Oh, let me go follow him right now.
So your phone, I think, is on the
Oh,
my
yeah,
book.
I'm sorry. Let me follow him. Crafty Productions. Okay.
So he came to me. We've been trying to link up for a minute. He's like, Ms. Jenkins, I would love to do some work with you. So we finally got together today.
Yo.
So
I see your students tapping in on your posts online. I see you on I see you on TikTok
I'm everywhere.
all the time.
I try.
You're doing content, man. How tough is it easy is it for you to make this transition to where you are right now?
It was very tough emotionally more than it was work-wise.
Yeah.
Because teaching was my life. And I didn't realize how much I poured into teaching until I left. And not only did I stop teaching, my son went to college. So I'm an empty nester and students are not my whole life. So it was a weird emotional transition. Working is not hard. The problem is knowing how to balance that time.
Yeah.
Because I really thought once I stopped teaching in May, I was going straight into where I thought I was going professionally.
Where were you? So where are you?
I really thought I was going to like launch my own educational consulting company.
So what are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm a full-time author.
Full-time author.
Yeah, like I did all that. I self-published all those books there. I put the cover together.
So how does that work well, first of all, how do you spell crafty?
Krafty.
I knew it was Krafty.
So,
Crafty Productions. I see it with the KP. Yep, with the white. That's it right there. Got it. Okay. Yeah, how's that work?
So, well, I'm extremely blessed where I put enough time in where I was able to pull
Right, okay.
from
So
my retirement. Right. Even though I'm being IRS, y'all dirty. But
they dragging you. I know.
They didn't drag me too bad. And I learned how to transition. That's another podcast, another episode of another day.
Yeah.
But I learned how to transition where you're not penalized as much.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I'm pretty much living off of that until things get going. Eventually, what God revealed to me, I forgot I even said this.
Yeah.
Okay, so he told me back in 2000, I called you to write. And he started listing all these things I was called to write. So fast forward to now, I'm 5 books in. So now I need to work on some other stuff. But I didn't realize I was going through Facebook. That was like 2 or 3 weeks ago and came across a post where I was saying how I can't wait to launch my own publishing company. Because I had a forum with my mentoring group, my girls, and introduced one of my authors to one of the authors who was there. She was there to present to one of my roses.
One of the roses? That's what I was going to say.
The roses is still
doing it?
It's still doing it. Yeah, there's going to be an official nonprofit. Just give us some time.
Okay.
We're waiting on some paperwork to go through.
I got you.
So she was in awe of meeting this author who was self-published. And I was like, I can't wait so I can get a publishing company so I can help other people launch their dreams like this. So I'm thinking I'm gonna launch an educational consulting company, which I still kind of am, but it's gonna be through my publishing company where I will talk about writers' workshops with teachers and students. And basically it's just, I think God is taking me through a process where I'm resetting right now.
Yeah.
Because I've been working. Right now I'm kind of resetting. Definitely getting some things aligned relationship-wise with me and him to the point that when I get launched, there's nothing to taint the flow.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. The vertical relationship's got to be where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I know, you over there in good ground where you've been growing over there with right direction. I know it's going to be a lot. It's going to come with that. And I know God's going to be doing tremendous work in your life with this. I'm doing this full time now. And so it's been, and I was able to, take a transition from my job. They gave me a severance package and stuff like that, and get myself on my feet, get some consistent work going on. And so, and doing the marketing, doing the content, and just trusting God out here. You know what I mean? And living invoice to invoice. You know,
That's why you're not send me an invoice.
you know what I'm saying? Invoice to invoice, and finding good stories to tell, learning new things, and figuring out how I can, help people, launch the things that they're doing. So I'm just, I'm glad to hear that. But before we get out of here, two things I want to ask. First thing is, what book character, movie character, or just character in general that we might know that you would compare yourself to?
I got to think long and hard on that one. Cause
It could be a comic book. It could be a cartoon.
I know that, but that's because I watch people not putting myself with them. And I probably had this if I was really sitting there thinking.
And it could be a superhero. It could be a movie that you like, a role that was played. What is the story that you tell yourself about yourself?
I don't know. I really don't know.
That's tough.
I do know there are a lot of actresses, artists out there that
Resonate with you.
That resonate and that they're helping us see. For some reason at age 22, 23, we thought by 40 we'll be done with life.
Right, like checked out,
retired.
Stick a fork in her.
And not realizing that you can reinvent yourself and start over.
Yeah.
So I know Cece Winans talks about that because she really thought, I think she just turned 60.
Yo, I've been watching Cece on Instagram. She's been going up.
And she said that was not her plan either. She thought her and her husband were retired, we're chilling now. And God was like, no, they started in a church. And she's like, God is a God of more.
Come on.
So long as you have breath in your body, there's no age restriction on how God can use you.
Yeah.
So it was her story. One of my podcast episodes, Arisha Connor. Are you familiar with Arisha Connor?
No,
Okay, you need to follow her.
Well, let's talk about your podcast really quickly.
Yeah. So podcast is called Crime by Nichelle, LLC. This honestly, I thought I was just going live and God was like, no, call it a podcast. And eventually I'll be calling it a show where just pretty much spreading light. Crime by Nichelle. Nichelle means literally giving people victory.
Yeah.
So I want in every podcast I have, I'm giving you some aspect of victory. So my first episode featured one of my students, Abria, might be 27, 28. I get lost in ages. But she admitted we had a very close-knit relationship. We're still in contact today. Mm-hmm. So just the importance of having a very good teacher bond.
Yeah.
Because some teachers neglect that. So that's empowering teachers. Then Arisha Connor, who I just mentioned, Arisha was a teacher too, loved what she did, but God showed her, you're good at this, but you want to do this and I want you to do this too. So She's acting. So she's been on Swagger. This series called Dope Sick on Hulu. She's done a BET movie. She's done countless movies and TV shows.
She's your co-host or what?
No, I bring them on and interview them.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So Arisha is actually from here in Columbia. She's helped. Have you heard of Secrets by Wow Productions?
No. This is all on your podcast?
No, but we talk about it because Secrets, she helped direct this Secrets. Secrets was shot here in Columbia.
What?
It's on Tubi.
Man.
Check out season 1. Season part 2 part A. I don't think they released part B.
It was shot here in Columbia? It was
shot here in Columbia.
Wow.
Look up Wow Productions. You have Tammy.
On Instagram?
Yeah, and they're on Facebook too.
Wow Productions.
Tangi, shout out to Tangi. She's been doing these plays here in Columbia. Matter of fact, they got a new one. They're going to open at the new Performing Arts Center in Richland too.
Oh, Wow Productions LLC. Is that them?
Yes.
Follow.
But they have literally done plays, and she adapted one of the plays into a TV series. No, it was a TV series.
Oh, it's a TV series, and it's on Tubi.
Mm-hmm. It's called
that means
Secrets.
They went through the process.
But Arisha has done her work with that and a host of number of things. And then my last episode I just did on Sunday was two teachers. One of them is from here. He went graduated from Claflin.
Yeah.
Black male teachers who realize everyone keeps talking about how money is not being dealt with and they don't know how to deal with money. So they literally created their own financial literacy course for their students.
Wow.
And for 2 years now, they had a Mother's Day market where they invited vendors, business owners from outside the neighborhood. Out of 75 vendors, 30 to 45 of them, they said, were students. So they helped them launch their business, learn their budget, social marketing, social media marketing and whatnot. So it's really dope. The last session they just had, matter of fact, this week was on investing. So they brought in an expert to talk to them and the parents. It's a course, but they have after school activities with the parents about financial literacy.
Wow. So where do we find your podcast? Oh, it's on YouTube right now?
Yes.
Are you
and
filming
it's on Spotify.
Are you filming it too?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna go to YouTube, find you, and it's on Spotify.
It's on Spotify. It's on iHeartRadio. It's on Amazon Music.
Crown by Nichelle.
Mm-hmm.
Just like what's on the...
No, if you type in, you can probably find Crown by Nichelle podcast, or you can type my name, and there's a whole playlist for all my podcast episodes.
Okay. Rian N. Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
I'm on at least 6 platforms. Because with the audio, I'm actually up on Facebook right now, but I'm gonna take it down and I'll repost the YouTube link. But the audio is definitely on Spotify. I don't know what's going on with Apple. I don't know why they're tripping. But definitely on Amazon, iHeart, and there's 2 other ones I'm not familiar with. I just clicked them because Buzzsprout will distribute it wherever.
On this one, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. All right. I'm here.
No, that's the wrong video though.
That's the wrong video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait a minute.
I don't know what you clicked. I saw you click it, but that wasn't the right one. Go back up. Click home. That one.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right. So I got a lot of catching up to do, obviously.
A lot. 13 episodes.
All righty. Rian, thank you so much for coming. Mm-hmm. Before we get out of here, what do you want us to know?
Well, the first things first is, for those of you who have not ever met me, I've been working with a mentoring program called Roses, which stands for Respecting Ourselves and Each Other's Sisterhood, since 2009. Okay. We are now in the final stages of transitioning to a nonprofit where that way we can get more funds. I finally have a board for my nonprofit. So we're going to transition to get these girls some monies because we have not been on a field trip in almost 2 years, I want to say.
Now, people might not be clear about what Roses is. Mm-hmm. Can you kind of clarify?
Oh, yes. So Roses is a mentoring group for girls. These girls I either taught, most of them I taught while we were at Longleaf Middle School together.
Yeah.
And they just transitioned with me. For the last 2 years ever, we had 2 financial donors who allowed us to provide scholarships or endowments to our girls for the last 2 years, which I'm really excited about. This is the first year we don't have seniors, so we're just going to skip a year. But I meet with them once a month. Matter of fact, this month, this is the only month we're not having a meeting. We're having a pajama jam to celebrate, I guess, the year. But we usually meet once a month when I bring in guest speakers. We did a yoga class. One time, I'm going to bring someone to show them how to crochet, motivational speaking. When I can get them out to do volunteer opportunities, I do. But just keeping up with them, they have to send me their grades. I check in with them. That remind me to do that tonight. Check their grades and make sure they're up to par. Make sure I have access to their teachers. So if I want to check in and ask, how's my child doing? They can tell me yay or nay. And that's pretty much it. But it's just been my passion to mentor girls and to pour into girls and to make sure that they understand they have a village.
Yeah. Now, this doesn't go beyond school age, or does this?
I still, I'll admit, the mentoring part does not go past high school.
Yeah.
But I still, if I have the numbers of my girls I mentored, it might be once a year. I'll send a text. how's everything going?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I just sent one the other day, and she graduates in a couple weeks from college.
Got you. All right. In addition to that, anything else that you want us to know or actually do?
Yes.
Just
So
how do we like you as usual? You're back again. We love you.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we spend money?
So number one, buying my.
What you want us to do?
So number one, for those who don't know, I have self-published, as you can see, 5 books. I can help you go through the publishing process, whether it's coaching you through the process, whether it's helping you write and get the script out. It really bothers me when people say, I want to write the book. Now, I don't do ghostwriting. I don't think I want to do that, but I can help you from start to finish publish your book. And I can help you with that. Maybe you don't want to publish. Maybe you just want me to sit down and help you get your thoughts out. That's writing consultation. Maybe you want me to do a writing workshop with your students, with your teachers. I've been a teacher for 20 years, so I've been around, so I know what to look for and help to get creative ideas out of our students.
I'm currently editing her own editor. Go ahead.
Don't
She's
do
doing
that
it right now.
So, no, I finished. She's working on her end now. So I mean, honestly, whatever you need when it comes to writing, whether it's writers workshops. Matter of fact, I did a writers workshop with Youth Corps. They had me come in and do a poetry workshop with them. I love doing groups like that, whether it's a church, whether it's a community, whether it's your youth, I'm here for that. So if you go to my website, you will see some of my fees. And of course, I do performances.
Yeah.
I do performances, spoken word performances. I will admit I keep my work clean. I want it where if you want your 5-year-old to come, they can come.
Mm-hmm.
I also do commission pieces. Matter of fact, my niece who just got married a few weeks ago, although that wasn't specifically the piece I wanted to do for her, I had a piece based on marriage that I recited that I got a lot of compliments about. So I perform at weddings. I've done birthday parties. I had a daughter. 2 daughters come to me and ask me I interviewed them about their father and I read the poem at the birthday party. So yeah, I got you.
Cool. Peace and grace, Kingdom family. This is Darius Dior again. This is Think Kingdom Media. Rian Jenkins is here again. I appreciate you and value you every time you pull up. Mm-hmm. And I hope to see you again soon.
Okay, awesome sauce.
All right, peace.